On your bike in association with Safer Roads Humber, taking road safety seriously.
Cleethorpes, a population of around 40,000, referred to by locals affectionately as Meggies. It is physically linked to and forms a combination with the adjoining town of Grimsby. It's a thriving seaside resort but actually sits on the Humber estuary. The sea at Cleethorpes is in fact the mouth of the Humber. The name is said to have come from joining the words Clee, an old word for clay, and Thorpes, an Old English Old Norse word for villages. It's home to a famous statue too. The boy with the leaking boot has been in the town since 1918, when it was donated by shipping magnate John Carlben. He was a Swedish immigrant living in Cleethorpes.
Is the way to pass my time. Feels right and worthwhile.
But what is the statue supposed to represent? Well, its origins remain obscure. One theory is that it depicts a young Italian newspaper seller who drowned, or an American army drummer boy who carried water in his leaking boot to help fallen comrades.
I don't need your reasons to complain about my day. I don't need your reasons.
The Greenwich Meridian line runs through Cleethorpes as it travels round the globe from north to south. A metal plate has been set into the coastal path to mark the exact location. As way back as 1884, 0 degrees longitude was established as international agreement as the Greenwich Meridian, and the world's prime meridian for measuring longitude and for establishing a standard time reckoning throughout the world. A signpost reveals some interesting distance in miles. From here, you're exactly 2,517 miles away from the North Pole, or 10,483 miles away from Sydney, or 143 miles from London. That would certainly be a lot of cycling.
Worthwhile to me. I don't need your reasons to complain.
But I think I can just about manage the odd mile or so now to one of Cleethorpes' hidden gems. At just 64 square feet, the Signal Box Inn contends to be the smallest pub on the planet. Indeed, it can only serve 6 customers at a time. The building was originally a signal box in Scunthorpe, but moved to its current location in 2002 and opened as a pub in 2006. It's a popular tourist attraction, welcoming visitors from around the world. Alan, the Signal Box Inn, the smallest pub on the planet, no less.
Certainly is. Yeah, we do guided tours if you're in early enough. If not, we'll try and get you in for tomorrow. We're 8 foot by 8 foot, or if you want it in this strange thing, 2.4 metres by 2.4 metres. We have everything that people want, alcohol wise, and we do occasionally cater for the non-alcoholics.
So soft drinks for cyclists if they're passing by to visit. How do we know this pub then is the smallest pub on the planet? Do Woodlands claim the title?
Well, there was one in America that had the title of the smallest pub on the planet, and their representative, their legal representative, sent a letter over here threatening litigation.
Right.
If we didn't withdraw that, cutting lots out of it. Both places were measured for the floor area. This one was 64 square feet, theirs was over 100 square feet. So you can see there's a bit of a difference.
Yes, of course.
They then said we'd got a beer garden, but we also found out from people who've been over there, they'd got a beer garden that was even larger than ours. They dropped any claims. We've had visits from endless amount of people who have been to the smallest pubs in England, and as soon as they come into the doorway, they just say, it's not the smallest, the one we've been to, this is. And the one in Bury St Edmunds that has a sign outside, their staff came up 2 years ago and they just couldn't believe it.
Right.
And one of them got on the phone to whoever was behind the bar and he says, that sign is incorrect, I'm in the smallest pub.
Because it's very snug and very cosy in here. 6 customers, I believe it fits.
Comfortable, 4 sitting, 1 propping the bar up at the side drinking and 1 being served. But regular when it's very cold, we get like 13 plus a dog. There always seems to be a dog when it's cold.
The building itself, what's the history behind that?
Well, the building was not here originally. It fits in extremely well. It actually comes from Scunthorpe, the iron ore mines.
Right.
And one of them is called Santon. And once they'd finished removing iron ore, removed all the rails, etc., and it left a little box. We have links with the preservation group at the steelworks, who have a steam engine there, and they came along and said, we've got a signal box for you. I've worked for British Steel and everything is big, so I said, hang on a minute, we'll have a look at it. Had a look at it, brilliant.
Yeah.
They scaffolded it all up, picked it up, put it on a lorry, transported it here and sited it here.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic, and it's over 100 years old. It is a genuine Victorian signal box. We've just had our cider festival and folk festival. Had 20 different folk acts on down here.
Sounds like it was a great weekend.
Oh yes, we had 150 different ciders and there was like 30 different real ales.
Yeah.
So you can appreciate
Yeah.
that's a lot of liquid that's disappearing.
Tell me one fantastic thing about Cleethorpes apart from this wonderful establishment, Alan.
There's no effort to do anything. Whatever you want to do, it's achievable without a lot of effort.
And one fantastic thing about cycling, last but not least.
You can find places that you wouldn't actually see under normal circumstances, and again, you don't need a 3, 5, 6,000 pound bike to get you up endless hills, because it's virtually flat.
Absolutely.
But within 10 minutes you can be out on the hills of the Wolds, where there's some lovely cycling routes over there.
The Signal Box Inn is on the site of the Cleethorpes Coast Light Railway. This is a fantastic way to see the resort of Cleethorpes, as steam locomotives on the 15-inch gauge track guide visitors on a 2-mile journey along the seafront, stopping at 3 stations. John, the Cleethorpes Coast Light Railway, a popular tourist attraction. Tell me about its history.
Well, the railway was first built in 1948, so a long time ago, but when it was built back then, it was built as a much smaller gauge, at a gauge of 10 1/4. Today we're riding on the railway at the gauge of 15 inches, and the reason for the expansion in gauge is to allow for a greater number of passengers to travel on the railway, and longer carriages, bigger carriages, to take more people.
I believe, John, you're a bit of a rail enthusiast yourself. Is that one of the reasons, naturally, why you took over this attraction?
I most certainly am. I'm what most people would call a puffer nutter.
Elaborate. Explain, please, John. Explain.
Well, to the non-railway enthusiasts, they like to call folk puffer nutters, or railway buffs, or you name it, there's a word for it. Myself and my business partner, Peter,
you run the railway together, do
we
you?
certainly do. And we met 4 years ago, and we created another railway company, but on an engineering point of view. So we could come in and help folk how we needed what we're doing on operating railways. But my interest came from my line up in Arbroath, where I come from. My father sadly died when I was 10 years old, so I was quite young, but had to grow up very quickly, and really my love of railways was also supported by my love of business. I studied business and really wanted to pursue a career in, putting the two together. Railways
So
and
you married the
business.
two loves
Yes.
as a combined force.
So the railway was for sale, and it had been since 2010, but for only those who knew. Myself and Peter completed the purchase last year, and here we are today.
How's business going so far, John, in your second year now?
Well, as long as the sun's shining, there's people coming out.
What a glorious morning.
Wonderful today.
Beautiful day to be travelling on the Cleethorpes Coast Light Railway. John, tell me one fantastic thing about Cleethorpes.
One fantastic thing about Cleethorpes. Well, do you know what I love about Cleethorpes is that the fact that you travel along the M180 for it almost feels like hundreds of miles, and you come to the end of it, and the views of the Humber Estuary are quite spectacular. It's something to look forward to that a lot of folk do not appreciate. That the likes of myself up in Scotland, the views are everywhere. But if you're in the middle of the country in Sheffield, Rotherham, this is a delight for anyone visiting. So that's why I like it, and I love to see people's faces when they come to visit.
Beaming with pride.
Absolutely.
The clock ticks slowly faster and we'll ever know joyful or lonely. One way all of this will go. People in buttoned coats, they walk alone down these streets. They don't miss a beat. The clock ticks slowly faster and we'll ever know joyful or lonely. One way all of this will go. People in buttoned coats, they walk alone down these streets.
As always, if you've been inspired to get on your bike but want some tips and advice for riding in the countryside, download the free mobile app Cycle Yorkshire Ride the Routes. You can also visit our website estuary.tv/on-your-bike for more details. Join me next time as I make my journey to the East Coast, Bridlington and Scarborough, where I'll be attempting to make some rock, on patrol with some puffins and learning about a literary icon. That's all from the shores of Cleethorpes. Until next time, goodbye.
On Your Bike, in association with Safer Roads Humber, taking cycle safety seriously.